Welcome back, listeners. I'm Robin Black, and this is It's All About Healing podcast. In today's episode, I want to talk about healing the pain. And as we heal, trying not to live our lives in rewind. We so often look back at what our lives once were and how painful it was. And sometimes we think that maybe it seems impossible because of how painful it was. But although God is closest to the brokenhearted, but he treats the strong just the same. One thing about healing is we tend to fall into the fear of healing. One, because of how long it may take, right? We tend to want that microwavable approach to life. That the number one question that all of us tend to ask is, how long is this going to take? How much time will this take? What time is it? What time is it over? Right? We're always looking to the end. We want to just get it done. We want to just be at the end right now. And two, the pain that comes with it. Anything that's painful, we definitely want to avoid. It's uncomfortable. We don't like things that are uncomfortable. But a lot of us, we wear this armor of strength because underneath we're breaking into a million pieces. And we don't want others to see that. We walk in this silent pain that we so often internalize. That pain is where we give birth to addictions and temporary pleasures, right? It numbs the pain and it takes our minds off the pain. When dealing with it, that's what tends to keep us stagnant. Anything that just temporarily numbs it or takes our minds off of it, it doesn't take us away from it. That's why when we look to alcohol and drugs and that's where our fear lies. That's where we're not wanting to deal with it. Some people look to sex saying, "Oh, I just want this pleasure. It keeps me from dealing with the pain. It makes me feel good. It keeps my mind off of it." But it's keeping you stagnant. We think to ourselves, "I just want to get to the end." You mean to tell me healing, so I gotta, all the trauma, all the pain, the repressed memories, I gotta bring all that back to the surface in order to heal? People are gonna be like, "No, thanks, not interested." But healing, it causes us to look back. And sometimes it has that what if and why, or what would have been, why someone left you, or why this job didn't work out. If we were walking while looking behind us, what's going to happen? We're going to run into walls. We're going to bump into people. We're going to essentially get hurt because we're walking and we can't see. Those are the dead ends. We often are so busy living our lives in rewind, we end up standing in our own way. And that's why God says sometimes to just trust him and just move. When we stand in our own way, that's why our lives aren't going the way that we see planned. We say, "God, well, you gave me my desires, but I just keep hitting dead ends. It's not happening. Maybe it's just not meant for me. Why isn't it meant for me? I just don't understand." You have to ask yourself, how often are you looking backwards? How often are you trying to go find an ex from the past and seeing what they're up to? How often are you just reliving the same memories over and over and over again of what your life used to be, or what could have changed if you would have did something differently straight out of high school, or whatever the case may be? How often are you doing that? Even if you say, I want to get back to the body that I had in school. Okay, that's great, right? But don't look back trying to achieve that, because your body and your mind back then, you had the mind of a child. Things will never be what they once were. It just can't happen. Sure, you can move forward and get this new body that you're wanting, but you also have this new mind, this experience that you've gained, the wisdom that you gained along the way. That's what's going to create this new body that you're wanting, this whole new you. All these things are a part of life, and all these things hurt, but we have to allow it in order to grow. And in order to grow, we have to change our language. We have to accept where things are now and move forward and reinventing or creating the new. Getting caught in the stillness, right? And not the stillness of God and remaining steadfast, but the stillness of fear, hopelessness, despair, dwelling in the past of what was or wasn't, moving forward in what remains. And it is He who remains with us through all the pain, all that pain that we internalize. It's like the circle of life lyrics, right? It says, and it moves us all through despair and hope, through faith and love, till we find our place on the path unwinding in the circle of life. And he all he's doing is keeping us from going in the same circle over and over again. Just like I always say, people say history is supposed to, history keeps repeating itself, but it's not supposed to, right? It's us who has to change, but the enemy will always attack and come after us, not because of who we are, but because of what our future holds. To us, what we can see, it seems as though we're facing this turmoil or this warfare presently because it's what we can see. But that's just a distraction. It's not ever based on the things that we can see. Through all the destruction, the natural disasters, the war, the violence, the politics, it's all of humanity that is suffering due to all the distractions. But the distractions that he allows are what add to his masterpiece that is unfolding. That's that's why God tells us to lead by faith and not by sight. God already knew that we would be blinded by the darkness. The darkness is what keeps that veil over our eyes. So God says, focus on me, trust in me. Keep the faith no matter the pain that you're feeling. Trust me and know that I will heal all of your pain and I will get you through this. But you must focus on me and not what you can see. The enemy knows that God has something for us. The enemy knows that God is taking us somewhere that they will never be able to reach. That's why the distractions tend to keep us looking in the past, because the enemy doesn't want us looking to the future. The enemy doesn't want us to see the brightness of a new day and what it brings. The enemy wants you to be in all that drama, the gossip, the all that mess that just keeps you stagnant. That stuff that just it doesn't make sense. Who cares about any of that? That's stupid. But so many people are trapped in it. But it's God who is shifting things into place by his design. The good, the bad, and the ugly, it's all a part of the process of healing. It's a long road and a wild one. But once you come face to face with Jesus himself, he gives you the knowing that we will overcome. And we will overcome through his love. And his love isn't only something you just know. It's how you feel his love. And there is no greater feeling in the world like his love. And that's where we find that healing, and we continue to move forward with a peace of mind that only he can give us. But that is all that I have for you today. And no matter where you are in the world, good morning, good evening, or good night. Everyone, stay blessed.